Hello everyone and welcome you to my YouTube channel. This is Steve. This is going to be kind of a short video or kind of a question. Sometimes I produce these videos asking questions, and my question to you is, you've been attending the Google Hangouts and stuff like that. Somebody mentioned that I would probably be interested getting more exposure if I had like a chat or an internet relay service like an IRC joining the channel. So if you guys can recommend any, let me know how to hook up to those. I'd really like to get that word out. Some people recommended stuff like Lemon 64 to try to get some exposure. I don't know. So anyways, I'm interested in moving this forward and just learning. I'm learning so much. Even somebody's mentioned that I should probably go through my code and start using more what I call tables, and I'm actually happy to mention in this video that I actually just started learning those. I mean, not that I didn't know what tables were, but now I know how to use them to my advantage, and it seems to be executing codes in a little bit faster in some places than I thought was possible. And I'll show you some of the things I did with that. Actually, by using these tables, I was able to instantly split up where the sprites display and how quickly they show up in certain areas, and I'll kind of explain it just as a quick rundown to kind of show you what I'm doing here. So you guys you've already seen this if you've been attending my Google Hangouts. I'm going to expand this a little bit. This is kind of the so-called game in progress, and for those who are just joining, this is a Commodore 64 semi-language demo called Spaced Out, hence named after Space Quest, since it's one of my favorite games of the 80s. If you haven't heard of it, check it out. Roger Wilco, great series that was ran by Sierra Online for the longest time. So anyways, more about that later. So I wanted to show this to you. You guys already seen the little walking dragon alien here at the bottom. He kind of walks and he glides from side to side in his animation state, and a little flying saucer up above, and of course the city background. Why am I walking in the water? Well, I'll fix that later. I had to reposition his placement. And some of the other things you'll notice too is also I've updated some of the graphics and kind of give it more of a three-dimensional look. You'll see that when I enter the spaceship actually. So this is all going to look the same. Now the thing about these tables too I'll mention is you can actually, by these tables, I can instantly control certain features of the game. And I'll show you what happens. I can walk into a room and I can freeze the aliens. I can give control to them. I can give control just to one or two. I've set it up so that I have full control over it. Now right now you notice the one above has stopped and the little alien has switched. At the bottom you now see this snake alien moving back and forth, and henceforth on this screen we see the little dragon alien. So I'm actually using the same character or the same data shape and switching it over to the next data shape and repositioning an alien at the bottom. This is all done through tables, which is amazing. I was just so enthralled. And also notice the 3D look of the game. Like I said, I'm modeling it after Space Quest since I like the game so much. So I think it's kind of got more of a realistic feel to it now. And you'll see him walking around the spaceship. And now look at the little dragon. Well, the dragon, he was a big dragon. Now he's a little dragon at the top. And again, by using tables, I was instantly able to position their sizes and gain remote control over that very quickly. I was pretty impressed. I'll show you some of that a little bit later. And now, look, no one's moving. The aliens are dead. There's only one on the screen. So that means if I want this alien to start doing other things, I can instantly command a table and force him to start doing other things just by that table alone. So there's some real power in learning these tables, and I use the absolute X or whatever. I'll show it to you here. But I think it's kind of a good start here because it gives me full access. It was so easily done. I was pretty amazed at how quickly you could do it. So I'll kind of spin in and show you some of the code, even though we'll be working on this later. I'm also trying to add sound into it right now. You'll see the laser sound, but it's not working yet, so enough of that for now. But here's the tables. I'll go to the top ones first to kind of explain those down. Okay, so the first thing I did here after I reinitialized all the data, I started with this one right here, alien move flag. What this is doing is determining when an alien can actually move on the screen. You notice that one that was dead center at the very end here? And I actually have it above here. I listed this one controls the flying saucer. This one controls the dragon alien. So the dragon alien appeared on the end by this location right here. This 50 represents that the dragon is going to appear in that exact location. And these 3 and these 5s are set to recognize the room and the state that he's currently in. So this is, if you just count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in 3 and 5 are actually active, while these other, the 0 means they're active, the 3 and the 5 means they're not actually. So or doing different things. Just to kind of explain that in a nutshell. And here's where I did it. I implemented it inside of here, and what I'm doing is I came up with this kind of an interesting algorithm by using the tables. I load the X register with where the room is currently. So keep in mind, every time he moves out of a room, that's going to be like one room. Let's give you an example here. So if I move out of this room, that's another room. This is another room. And of course, this is another room. So he's changing rooms. As he's changing rooms, this X register is being loaded with whatever that room is. And I'm basically checking it by loading the value here to check to see what's in that room. And then what I'm doing is I'm comparing it to these flags above to kind of see if it matches what's in that room. So if he's matching an exact match on that room, I could take control and do different things. And this one, I'd say that if that room is matching, then we're just going to move on to the next alien, which is basically going to allow you to move the flying saucer next. Which does, it skips down here. This allows me to instantly decide whether I'm going to go to this and display the saucer or not, based on this flag alone. And this one does the same thing, except it uses the alien alive status. Oh, this one actually, before I get to this one right here controls the second dragon or whatever, and the moving snake. This one right here checks whether they're alive or dead. So I'm going to use this later when I start killing off aliens, when you start shooting them and stuff like that, and instantly take control of that table and seize it and move it beyond code, basically. And this was all implemented inside that original interrupt routine that I created. I had to go and modify it a little bit, but after working on it so much, I've got it working to a T, I guess you could say. And I'm pretty happy with it. So down here, a lot of stuff going on. Remember the animation states I was showing you where the dragon was moving back and forth, and you saw the little snake moving back and forth? These are different states to control which scene I'm showing. I might have it down here. Let me see if I can find it. It might be this one. Yeah, right here. This controls which state is showing. So this would be one state, this would be another state, or one shape and another shape. So this might be 48 and this is 49, which I'm pretty sure it is. And then these would be a different state. So if you count 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, this would trigger off. It's actually 50, so I must be counting these numbers wrong. So it's actually 50 because it starts showing the next alien in sequence. And look down here, 52, 48. So it can allow you to show the same earlier shape that you showed earlier. This is a great way to capture that movement and still allow it to switch out the different sprites. I don't know if that's used in original games, but I came up with the idea myself. This down here allows you to switch the sizes by checking what the bit state is of each individual alien. Of course, according to register 53271 from the map in the Commodore 64 and 64C, let me just grab that real quick here. I actually have it in front of me. So by setting bit 0, I can enable sprite 0, which would be me, to show, I'm sprite 0, to show myself. So I didn't put myself on there since I'm not interested in changing my sprite. I'm interested in changing other sprites, for example. So the bit 1 here is going to mask with the next one, or match with the next one, bit 1. Bit 1 is enabling that next sprite according to register 53271, which sets that call to the, what I call it, exclusive or whatever, to grab that value and allow that size to take shape. And the same thing with 4 here. So bit 4 expands sprite 4 vertically and stuff like that. So by doing this, you can enable and control which one you want to make bigger, smaller, or whatever. I could do this also with this is the vertical register. I could also do it with the horizontal register, but I decided to use this one for now anyway. And this down here takes care of all the action. This is all the same code I had before, except of course you notice my room save in here again, so I can start checking the alien size based on the room he's in. So it kind of matches him to the room he's at, and then it kind of figures out which one of these is going to be seized based on which room he's in. And that's how I was able to control which alien is changing in what room. So hopefully that makes sense. This one gets the shapes as we saw earlier. Oh, I didn't mention that part. I'm sorry. I kind of skipped over that. I'm sorry. So there's a get shape section here, which, how did I skip it here? Maybe it's down here. Let me see. Get shape. Let's see. Alien, alien, alien. That's probably up here somewhere. I have to go searching for it, but there's a get shape here which changes the size of the alien. I think I had to move it to the top or something because I ran into some problems or something. Let me just do a quick search for it because I hate really trying to navigate, not being able to find something and just slowing down the progress. Alright, let's see. get shape for alien. That's good enough. So right here. So this is it's actually down below. Okay, so why is it coming there? I guess I probably stuck it up there somewhere. But anyways, it's getting the shape for the alien. It's going to show you which alien to display. And again, this 47, it's just recognizing whether it's the dragon, it's a snake, or whoever. And you can make it appear based on room. Keep in mind, this is room 0, this is room 1, this is room 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So as I keep adding more rooms in, I can control those aliens specifically in those rooms. And I have each one set for each separate sprite, so I know which alien I'm controlling. It's kind of an algorithm I came up with. I thought it was kind of cool, and it seems to really be speeding up things for me, where I don't have to sit there and go and do all this freaking coding just for one darn alien and then start it over with another one, which is repetitive. You don't want to do that. So anyways, I left off here showing the animation. So these are changing the animation states. And we might as well move into the next scene here as I start talking about it. So we're changing the shapes of the aliens right here. We're also repositioning the aliens. You see this X1 position? I mentioned up here what it kind of is. If you read this, it says X1 position, it's ALN stands for alien, X1 position, or alien Y position. This controls these registers right here. You can see 53250, 53251, which is sprite 1. And this is sprite 2, of course, which is our dragon or our snake guy, since we swap between them. And what I do is I instantly decide, based on these positions, where they're going to appear at. So I can move them up and down. You saw the one at the bottom, you saw the one above, or wherever. That gives me full elevation or full control over where I want them to appear. And it's working so incredible. I really see the power in tables, so thank you so much, Bago, Zondi, or whatever, for pointing that out to me. I know I need to learn a little bit more about tables, but man, they've been incredible already. From what I've been able to do with them, I'm just blown away. Like, it's no wonder they're so used in assembly code. So anyways, this is some of the music I'm trying to work on, or the sound, but it's not there yet. So yeah, please like, subscribe to this video. I told you I would keep it short. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out right there. And yeah, I just hope you enjoyed this little session, and definitely could tune in. Google Hangouts, I'll try to get another one resuming for this week. And we'll see. I didn't also mention that I have the little blaster going here now too. Watch, I'll walk up this alien and I'll shoot him and he'll die. Oh, actually I didn't. I probably had to do that over somewhere. I think as I shot the game earlier, so if I kind of reran it, I could probably get it. But anyways, I guess we'll just have to go ahead and let me just see if I can shoot him one time, because I coded it in there. And then we'll call it a wrap. Got a little snake alien. Might have been on a different screen. Let's see. There he is. Shot him dead. So anyways, thanks for watching, and look forward to seeing you guys and talking with you very soon.